How are you doing, guys? My name is Logan Richardson. Hopefully this video will give everyone a little bit better understanding of Chapter 4's consciousness. I'll also talk a little bit about altered states and how they relate to me as a police officer. Consciousness is one of those concepts you may not think about too often or are not sure how to define it. Our textbooks define consciousness as a person's awareness of everything that is going around him or her at any given moment, which is used to organize behavior. But you may be surprised by some of the other definitions depending on the profession, such as a computer scientist may relate consciousness closely to an artificial intelligence, where an artificial life form such as a computer can process the world around it to solve complex tasks, learn, and even be self-aware of its mental state. Just like the many definitions, there are also multiple theories of consciousness, two of which are in our book. Early psychologist and functionalist William James, who came up with the concept stream of consciousness, in which ideas, sensations, and thoughts flow from one into another. The other, philosopher Daniel Dennett, asserts that there is no single stream of consciousness, but rather multiple channels of each of which is handling its own task. Now that we have a little bit more of an understanding of consciousness, I want to talk about the alternative states of consciousness. The majority of people find themselves functioning in a waking state of consciousness, which is defined as a state in which thoughts, feelings, and sensations are clear, organized, and the person feels alert. Some of us. But an altered state of consciousness is defined as a state in which there is a shift in the quality or pattern of mental activity as compared to the waking consciousness. As a police officer, I find myself dealing with these altered states of consciousness more than my liking. One state most people experience at least once in their lifetime is being under the influence of alcohol. In this state, people are now more likely to make bad decisions, tend to think people are laughing with them and not at them, and have the ability to only focus on one task at a time. It's why someone intoxicated may drive in a straight line but run a red light. It's extremely hard for them to focus on more than one task at hand. Hint, that's why we ask as a police officer for your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance, and then immediately followed by where were you coming from. It's extremely difficult for them to handle that multiple tasks. Another state of consciousness is someone on drugs such as PCP. This is one of those drugs that people tend to think they are superhuman, have an extremely high threshold for pain, and tend to be very violent. Most officers fear dealing with anyone on this drug to their altered state of consciousness, and you never know what they're going to do. The last one I want to mention is someone who is mentally ill. When I'm dealing with someone in this state of consciousness, all I really want to do is get them help. It can be very difficult at times. They may one minute think you are their best friend from college, and then next minute be back in Iraq taking fire. Sometimes you may even have to play the scenario out with them and go through the mission with them and explain the ambulance as a chopper and have them go to the ambulance thinking that that's their way to get help. It can be humorous, but a lot of times it can be sad. So you just try your best with those situations. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys learned a little bit about me dealing with altered state of consciousness and some of the things you can run into. I wish everyone luck in the final. Thank you.